Rainollon here. Today is another build showcase and it's the Euphona Prime. So let us immediately start. Starting with the mods I'm using. I'm using Lethal Torrent, Fire Rate and Multi-Shot, Galvanized Diffusion, Multi-Shot, Prime Target Cracker, critical damage, Galvanized Crosshairs for critical chance while aiming, Semi-Pistol Cannonade, locks your fire rate, gives you a lot of increased damage, and Punch Through, which is nice. Pistol Pestilence, Toxin Stash Chance, Frostbite, Cold and Stash Chance, Cold and Toxin, give you Viral, and Prime Heater Charge gives you a lot of heat. For the Exos Weapon Adapter slot mods, I would highly recommend going for Pistol Ammo Mutation for the ammo economy, to fix your ammo economy. For the Arcane, Secondary Deadhead is easily the best in slot mod, Arcane. On Precision Headshot kills, you get 120% increased damage, stacks up 3 times, so that's 360% increased damage, 3% Headshot multiplier, and Weapon Recoil. All these stats, really good for this weapon. For the passive, Alternative Fire Shots of Widespread Buckshot. So this weapon is a slug shot when you press left click, but when you press the alternative fire mode button, which is middle mouse, it turns into a shotgun. So it's pretty interesting. For the stats, it has a locked fire rate thanks to Semi-Pistol Cannonade. It's 1.5, which is fine for this weapon. Magazine size is kind of low, maximum ammo is also low. Reload is 2 seconds. I wish it was smaller than that because it has a really bad magazine size. It's very accurate. It's a semi-automatic, 1.5 punch through thanks to Semi-Pistol Cannonade. Riven Dispo is fine if you really like this weapon. Crit chance, crit damage, multi-shot, or crit damage, multi-shot stash chance is by far the best in slot for this weapon. And remove Lethal Torrent for it. Critical chance, solid. Crit multi, solid. Stash chance, the worst stash chance in the game. So proccing status with this weapon is genuinely impossible. It's just horrible. As you can see, slash is 0, punch is 0, impact is 1%, heat isn't even 2%, and viral isn't even 2%. So proccing statuses with this is kind of complicated, but don't worry, we're going to be still proccing statuses in a different way. Total damage, pretty good. Stat-wise, for the regular shots, slug shots are solid, except for the stash chance and magazine size. But now it has a secondary system, which is the alternative fire, which is the buckshot. So the buckshot shoots more projectiles, of course, has everything else exactly the same except for the accuracy, which is instead of high, it's very low. It has a damage fall off, which is 6 meters to 12 meters, which is kind of obnoxious. So you have to be very close to enemies to do full damage. Shooting them from afar is just completely useless. Critical chance is completely garbage. Crit multi is average. And stash chance is fine. Total damage is twice as bigger than the... No, it's even more. It's 3 times bigger than the slug shots. Overall stat-wise, it's below average. It's nothing special. So let's talk about the mods I'm using and why am I using them. So there's a lot of ways you can build this. You can just ignore Semi-Pistol Cannonade and switch it to Galvanized Shot. So Galvanized Shot will give you more stash chance and direct damage per stash on target, which will help out your buckshot and also help out your slug shots. So because slug shots have a horrible status chance, you're going to be proccing buckshots to proc your status and then use your slug shots to do a lot of burst damage. And that's literally the way the weapon is designed, is like use your alternative fire proc elements and then use your left click to burst them down. Or you can just use buckshots. If you really like the shotgun part of it, you can just use that. But if you only like the slug shot part of it, which is this one here, use Semi-Pistol Cannonade is much better. And you also can remove these guys and use the bigger versions of it, like Deep Freeze. Remove Frostbite for Deep Freeze, which gives you 30% more cold damage, but remove Stash Chance. But Stash Chance, as you can see here, is completely pointless. It's not good. Just remove it for this. Same thing with Pistol Pestilence. You remove it for the Toxin Pathogen rounds to give you a lot more increased damage, and you will do overall more damage. If you like this one, if you like the bottom one, you remove Semi-Pistol Cannonade. Use Galvanized Shot instead, because this procs elements. This will boost your damage much more than the Semi-Pistol Cannonade. Use these guys instead. and you can also get rid of crit build and focus on more status build. You can also go corrosion, blast, use nourish for viral, and then you will have more status chance, proccing more elements and doing much more damage. You can do that. So you remove these two and use, like I said, use scorch. Use the other one, which is Jolt, I think it's called. Yeah, Jolt. Then you combine these two, that will be like Corrosion and Blast. Nourish should give you Viral. You have over like nearly 30% or over 30% status chance per projectile. You'll do more damage, poking more elements, doing more damage overall. But if you're like me and you like to use both, you can do this. You can use this setup right here. If you want to use both the slug shots and the buck shots, this setup here is by far the best in my opinion. You can also remove this for a multiplicative mod, and that will boost your damage overall, like, be higher. And so yeah, that's the stats, the mods, the passive, and the arcane. Time for me to show you in game. So how does the Euphona Prime work? So regular shots are slug shots. You shoot a projectile. You can't see it. You used to be able to see it, but you can't see it anymore. So as you can see, when I shoot it, you see nothing over there, but the moment after like a second, you will see like an impact. So that's the slug shots, and the alternative fire mode, which is mill mouse, shoots a buckshot. That's pretty much it. So how do I use this weapon with this build setup? Pretty simple. You first start using your buckshot, proccing elements, then your slug shot. Buck, slug, reload, alternative fire, so middle mouse, left click, middle mouse, left click. Or you can just use alternative fire, that also works, or just use your regular shots. But against like heavier enemies, like heavy gunners, alternative fire twice, shoot them in the head once, and you will see nearly 500,000, which is pretty solid. There you go, 500,000 again. It's a very unique weapon. It is like too clunky, and you have to do a lot of steps to make this weapon work. And it's a single target DPSer, but it's satisfying. Especially when you shoot it, it's like spins on every shot, which is kind of nice. Like a revolver. Ocelot. Overall, the weapon is, for what it is, it's fine, but in the current meta, it just isn't good. There's too much clear weapons and burst weapons that like do content much faster than the Euphona. And it's a very unique weapon. It's one of the most unique secondaries in a game, has been for quite a while now. And yeah, it's just outdated, sadly. It's pretty sick. When it came out, it was pretty sick. Like, I saw a lot of people using this. It just doesn't have clear, doesn't have consistency, doesn't do map fast. Overall, it's a sick weapon, but it's all up to you. If you like this style, yeah, use it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty sick. It's very unique. It looks awesome. It feels awesome. It has a double mechanics that are both like interesting and unique. But in a current Warframe, right now in the meta, it's all about chaining and ricochet and AoE, that it just falls off heavily. So yeah, that's my Euphona Prime build. I hope you enjoy the build. Thank you everybody for watching. Leave a like, sub, and see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.